Welcome back to KUJH News election coverage.
For the last time tonight, Colton Kennan is joining us from the College Republicans Watch Party at Summerfield Hall. Colton?
As the election party from Summerfield Hall is wrapping up tonight, there has been a lot of smiles and cheers from the Republican Party. Even hope that there might be some results that we'll know tonight. Now, the Republican Party is happy because Donald Trump has performed very well so far early this evening. He took Iowa and just also took the state of Kansas. He is neck and neck with Harris in Arizona, and it's looking like Harris might need to win all three wall states in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan in order to get to 270. Now, it is still early in the night, and the results are still coming in, and we'll go ahead and keep you updated as the results follow in. But for now, we'll go ahead and send it to the studio.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Colton.
Now, Harrison Berg is giving us a final look into the Douglas County Democrats Watch Party. Harrison, what's it looking like?
We're still here at the Democratic Party Watch Party. The electoral votes for California just came in. That's 55 votes for Kamala Harris. So the race is starting to even out just a little bit more as we approach the end of the night. Attendance is starting to dwindle as we start to get towards the 11 o'clock hour, but we're still here strong with a lot of support for the Democrats here on election night.
Thanks, Harrison, for giving us a peek into election night in downtown Lawrence.
Allison and Shia are back in studio to tell us about how the elections will impact Indian Country.
Thanks, Emily and Millie. Welcome to Good Morning Indian Country's election night. I'm Shia Blackcloud.
And I'm Allison Levering. It's been a busy election night across Indian Country, and even as we wind down our coverage tonight, there's still much more election news to follow.
To keep up with the latest results, visit ictnews.org/politics. There you can find their 2024 results dashboard, charting key races across the country, as well as the ICT ANPL candidate database, which will chart the nearly 180 Native candidates who are on ballots nationwide.
9 Indigenous candidates are running for seats in the House of U.S. Representatives this election cycle, including 4 incumbents: Josh Brasheen, Tom Cole, Sharice Davids, and Mary Patola. Former Navajo Nation President Jonathan Nez is also running in a tight race to be the first Native American person to represent Arizona in Congress.
4 years ago, a national news channel called Native American voters something else during a live broadcast. During this election cycle, Vice President Kamala Harris pledged her support to tribal sovereignty and self-determination in an effort to win Native voters in Arizona, even as U.S. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, a Cherokee, traveled to Arizona, Nevada, and North Carolina to ask Native voters to cast their ballots for former President Donald Trump.
According to Judith LeBlanc, Executive Director of Native Organizations Alliance and Action Fund, the Native vote is receiving more attention this election cycle because it made a significant difference in so many states the last presidential election and may hold the balance of the outcome in several states this election.
That is why the Kansas City Indian Center has worked so hard to encourage Native voters in our area to register to vote and show up at the polls. KCIC partnered with the National Urban Indian Family Coalition's Democracy is Indigenous project. You can learn more about their work on their website, nuifc.org.
We want to give a big thank you to the Kansas City Indian Center for partnering with us to bring you stories and updates on election night throughout the year, sharing stories about their work. And we also want to thank them for our powerful Democracy is Indigenous t-shirts, as we represent ourselves as Native people and represent our Native sovereignty and self-determination in the newsroom.
Representing the Meskwaki Nation in Tama, Iowa, and
representing the Winnebago tribe and Omaha tribe of Nebraska.
We're glad you could join us for the GMIC election night, and we'll see you at our regular time Wednesday morning, November 18th at 11 a.m. As always, stay good, Indian Country.
Emily, Millie, back to you.
Thanks, Allison and Shia. Matthew Patillo is back with a final update on current results. Matthew?
All right, so we have all of the local results in here in Douglas County and in Lawrence, where there were 2 questions on the ballot. Question 1 was on whether there was a strong mayor. Lawrence would switch to a strong mayor system as opposed to its weak mayor system that it has now. Lawrence voted that down with 51% saying no. Question 2 was a sales tax question, whether to add a half cent onto the sales tax so that homelessness and social services could be funded. Lawrence voted yes for that, 53%. In the Douglas County Commission race, all 4 Democratic candidates for Douglas County Commission won their races handily, but by 10 points or more. In the Douglas County District Attorneys, with 100% reporting, Dakota Loomis has won the race with 65% of the vote. In Kansas, the AP has called Kansas voting for Trump, 55-43. In Kansas 3rd, NBC News has called Sharice David's race, Kansas 3 House, for her, 54%. We should note that AP has not called this race yet, as well as most major news organizations. This is where we're at the end of the night. You'll notice that California and Washington have both gone for Kamala Harris, as they did just at the 10 o'clock hour. However, every single swing state, every single battleground state, Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia and North Carolina are all still in play. Votes are still being counted in all of those states. We will likely not have results for those races until well into tomorrow. In Senate, again, a lot of races are still being counted when it comes to Montana and Ohio, which are the 2 focuses of the night. Those are leaning Republican right now, but those votes are still being tallied. And with the House, there are still a lot of votes and a lot of races still up in the air. We'll have more results on that later in the week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for keeping us updated with results, Matthew. Although final results across the country are still rolling in, KUJH will have an update with current results on our website, KUJHnews.com, tomorrow.
That's all we have for you tonight, but we'll keep you updated, and we'll have more reactions and updates about the election for you right here on Thursday at 11 a.m. On behalf of the KUJH crew, thanks for tuning in for our exclusive 2024 election coverage.
Have a great rest of your evening.